Welcome to another deep dive. Today, we're really digging into something I think resonates with all of us. How do we move beyond just getting by in English to truly communicating with, natural flow and confidence? Our sources on speaking smoothly, daily English practice, have some, surprising insights, and I'm genuinely curious to see what key takeaways we can uncover for you. The core idea here, it isn't really about speaking fast. It's about mastering that smooth, natural delivery so your message lands perfectly, reducing those hesitations, and linking words like a native speaker does.
Exactly. And what's truly insightful from these materials is how they distill, complex linguistic concepts into incredibly practical daily applications. They don't just give you phrases, they kind of show you how to inhabit them. We'll explore these everyday interactions in the subtle but, powerful techniques that can genuinely transform how you sound and, critically, how effectively you connect with others.
It's those everyday moments, isn't it? The micro conversations where our communication often feels a bit clunky, right? Our sources suggest that mastering these seemingly simple exchanges can unlock a profound sense of confidence. Let's maybe start with the morning routine. What are the hidden opportunities for smooth English there? Imagine saying, "Good morning, how are you today?"
Right.
Or replying, "I'm doing well, thanks, and you?"
Mm-hmm.
And then perhaps, "I'm good too, just a little tired."
Yeah, or acknowledging, "I get that. Long night."
Which might lead to, couldn't sleep much. Simple stuff, but foundational.
And that natural rhythm you mentioned, that's precisely what linguists call prosody.
Right.
The melody of speech.
Yeah.
Our sources really emphasize that for smooth communication, it's not just about what you say, it's how the words are strung together with the right pauses and stress. For instance, in "I'm doing well, thanks, and you." That slight pause before, "and you," and the rising intonation. Those are vital turn-taking signals that make the conversation feel unforced. There was even a study cited showing non-native speakers who focused on intonation improved perceived fluency by 20% more than those just doing grammar.
Wow, 20%. That's significant just from intonation. But I'm curious, for someone who finds those initial interactions particularly stressful, what's one immediate piece of advice the sources offer to make that good morning feel less like a performance, more genuine?
That's a fantastic question. And the sources, they really drill down on this. They suggest a simple technique. Focus less on your words and more on just observing the other person's reaction.
Oh, interesting. Shift the focus outward.
Exactly. It shifts the pressure off your internal monologue and onto, genuine engagement. That small shift can dramatically reduce that internal anxiety and just make your speech naturally smoother.
Okay, I like that. Less internal pressure. So once you've set a calm tone with greetings, the next challenge often comes up when you actually need something, right? Our sources dive deep into how polite requests and directions can either build or break rapport. I remember a time I desperately needed help with the luggage cart at the airport, and my "Can you help me?" just sounded like a demand. The person just kept walking.
Oh yeah, I can picture that.
It really made me realize how much tone matters. So what do our sources say about making these requests not just clear, but, inviting?
That's a classic example. And our sources dedicate a lot to this. They highlight the power of what they call softening language, using modals like could or would you mind, and adding please, not just as a formality, but as an indicator of deference. It shows respect for their time and space.
Right. It's subtle but important.
It's the difference between asking for a favor and subtly implying a shared understanding. So think about phrases like, "Excuse me, do you have a moment?"
And the response, "Sure, how can I help you?"
Or needing directions. "Could you tell me where the bus stop is?"
Followed by a clear, "It's just around the corner."
And of course, the essential, "Thanks a lot."
And "You're welcome." Basic, but getting the delivery right is key. Moving on then, how do these seemingly simple everyday expressions, about timeliness or appreciation, how do they become these crucial conversational lubricants? What's the subtle art behind them?
You're absolutely right. They're definitely more than just words. They're like the glue of conversation. To achieve that calm, smooth voice the sources talk about, they suggest focusing on two things. One is controlled breath, and the other is minimal muscular tension, especially in your jaw and throat.
The physical aspect again.
Yeah. It's not about being emotionless, but about preventing that physical tightness that often comes with hesitation or anxiety. Think of it less as sounding perfect and more about sounding maybe unburdened. allowing your genuine self to come through.
Unburdened. I like that.
So when you say, I'll be there in 5 minutes, or you hear, no rush, take your time, notice how a relaxed jaw lets the words just flow. Or when you genuinely say, I really appreciate your help.
And the reply, it's no problem at all.
That physical ease translates directly to a calm tone. Even making plans. Let's talk later, okay?
Sure, just message me.
These sound friendly because they're spoken without that physical strain.
So it's like a physical release makes the sound more natural. That's a really actionable insight, actually. Now, when we're collaborating or, say, making decisions, how do we use language not just to convey information, but to really facilitate that shared understanding and smooth agreement?
Precisely. It's about using language to create a sense of collective purpose. Our sources emphasize collaborative language, phrases that invite input rather than just dictate.
Right. Less telling, more asking.
Exactly. For example, maybe we should try a new place for lunch. That invites discussion. And the response, that sounds like a good idea, immediately signals openness.
Yeah.
Or a specific suggestion. Do you want to check out the cafe near work?
Met with, sure, I've heard good things.
Yeah. And finalizing plans. Let's go around 1 p.m.
Perfect. See you then.
These examples really show how using inclusive phrases and responsive affirmations makes conversations flow seamlessly. Builds confidence too, especially when you're speaking with coworkers or friends. It's about building agreement, one smooth phrase at a time.
That's a great point about inviting input. And speaking of input, sharing opinions. That's a massive part of daily chats. It can often feel like a high-stakes moment, yet native speakers seem to do it with such ease. How can we learn to express our thoughts and opinions smoothly, even when there's maybe a nuanced difference of perspective?
That's where the concept of thought groups comes in, according to our sources. Instead of rushing through, allowing natural pauses between chunks of information makes your speech easier for others to process. And it actually conveys confidence. It shows you're thinking.
So it's not about being slow necessarily, but being deliberate.
Exactly. Deliberate. So in a conversation about a movie, I think it's a great movie. You can pause briefly before the nuanced reply. I liked it too, but it was a bit long.
Right. That pause gives it weight.
Acknowledging that. True, the ending felt slow, yet still appreciating. Still, the story was interesting.
And concluding with, yeah, I'd watch it again.
These phrases, when delivered with those natural pauses and a relaxed tone, they show you're thinking, not struggling. It just allows the words to flow without stress. And that really contributes to daily fluency when you're sharing your thoughts.
I can really hear how those pauses help. It feels more considered. Okay, next up, building rapport. Small talk often gets a bad rap, doesn't it? But it's such a vital social lubricant. What do our sources say about making polite questions and everyday small talk genuinely effective for building connections, not just filling silence?
Yeah, that's a good point. The sources highlight that small talk isn't really about deep conversation. It's more about showing genuine interest and establishing that initial connection.
Yeah.
It's almost a form of social generosity.
Social generosity. I like that framing.
Yeah. The key is to say these lines slowly and clearly, and to speak with a gentle expression without forcing your words. This is how you project warmth and build trust. For instance, asking, "Can I ask you something?" and getting, "Of course, go ahead," sets a comfortable tone right away. Or a friendly query, "Where did you get your shoes?" leading to, "I got them online last week."
And a compliment. They look really comfortable.
Answered with, "Thanks, they are." Simple exchange, but it builds rapport. Then there's the universal small talk about the weather, right? It's really hot today.
I know, I've been sweating all morning.
Hopefully it cools down later.
Fingers crossed. Then maybe, do you like summer?
It's okay, but I prefer winter. These sound natural when you're not just speaking, but also actively listening, using those vocal cues to show you're engaged.
That's excellent advice. The generosity of small talk and active listening. Now, our daily routines are, well, by definition, every day. What opportunities do they offer for practicing natural English, and how can we use them to build a more personal connection with others?
Well, our sources suggest that using your own habits to practice speaking daily helps you build what they call linguistic muscle memory. For smooth, effortless speech, it becomes almost subconscious after a while.
Linguistic muscle memory, okay.
Think about discussing. What time do you usually wake up? Around 7 a.m., but I hit snooze a lot.
Same here. Do you eat breakfast?
Yes, usually something quick.
Like toast or cereal.
Exactly. And coffee too.
Yeah.
It's relatable, easy conversation practice. And then when it comes to offering help, those phrases sound so much better when spoken softly, with kindness in your voice, demonstrating genuine empathy.
Right. Like, do you need anything?
No, I'm good, thanks.
Let me know if you do.
I appreciate it.
Happy to help.
That's really the key to sounding truly natural, calm, and friendly in every sentence you utter.
So it's about making language practice so integrated into your life that it feels less like practice and more like just, well, living. Let's explore casual conversations a bit further, specifically about hobbies, those quick expressions of reaction, and even the basics of phone conversations. Each of these requires a slightly different register of English, doesn't it?
Absolutely. Each scenario demands a slightly different vocal and linguistic approach. For hobbies, it's really about showing genuine curiosity and reciprocal sharing. Like, what do you do in your free time?
I like reading and going for walks.
Sounds relaxing.
Yeah, it helps me stay calm.
Do you read fiction or nonfiction?
Mostly fiction, but I enjoy both. See? It close.
For reactions, it's about conveying that emotional resonance quickly.
Yeah!
That's interesting. Really? I didn't know that. Wow, that's cool. You're kidding. Smooth speaking here means your voice shows authentic emotion, not just a flat recitation.
Right. You have to sound like you mean it.
Exactly. And for phone calls, our sources highlight auditory clarity and vocal presence, keeping your tone clear and polite, speaking slowly, not rushing your words. That's crucial for being understood without visual cues.
Makes sense. Like, hi, is this Emma?
Yes. Speaking.
I just wanted to confirm our meeting.
Sure. What time works for you?
How about 3 p.m.?
Sounds perfect.
Yeah.
That kind of clarity keeps your English smooth and easy to follow over the phone.
That makes perfect sense, adapting your voice for the medium. Very important. Finally, let's touch on mastering those more advanced social nuances. Politely asking for things, showing understanding, giving compliments, and even using calming phrases in maybe stressful moments. This really sounds like navigating the subtle art of social intelligence through language.
It absolutely is.
Yeah.
Our sources stress that indirectness in requests, for example, is often perceived as more polite and respectful. Could you help me with this to just a direct command? It feels different.
Totally different.
Would you mind closing the window? Can I borrow your pen? Do you have a moment to talk? These soft ways of speaking, they invite cooperation and expressions of understanding like, I get it, that makes sense, I see what you mean, got it, or I understand now. These are crucial empathy markers. They show active listening and a calm, focused demeanor.
Yeah, they signal you're tracking the conversation.
Exactly. And compliments like, nice shirt, I love your shoes, that haircut looks great, you're really good at this, I like your style. They build connection when said with a sincere tone, right? Makes you sound warm and confident. And for calming phrases, take your time, no pressure, it's gonna be okay, let's take a deep breath, we'll figure it out.
Those are so useful.
They are. And when spoken slowly with a relaxed tone, these are powerful tools for, well, vocal regulation. They bring peace to a conversation, helping both you and others stay calm. It demonstrates emotional intelligence through your voice.
It's amazing how much impact those subtle vocal choices can have. Really is. And just wrapping up this deep dive, let's look at some short, powerful expressions that are true hallmarks of native fluency. Those quick bursts of agreement.
Ah, yes. These are what linguists sometimes call back-channeling or discourse markers, and they are incredibly frequent in native English, like all the time. Using them often in daily talks and saying them with confidence and energy makes them small but really powerful for your fluency.
Little boosters.
Yeah. They signal active listening and agreement, maintaining that conversational flow. Things like, totally, absolutely, you nailed it, for sure, exactly. They're not just words. They're signals that you're engaged in following along.
Totally. Okay, so we've just completed a really robust deep dive into practicing calm, confident, and natural English. We've seen how these short, real phrases are the bedrock of what native speakers use every single day. And now with these deeper insights, they can truly become part of your natural speaking style. I think the key takeaway from all our sources is crystal clear. Speaking smoothly isn't about speed. It's about clarity, tone, and that profound comfort in your own words, really driven by an understanding of the underlying mechanics.
Absolutely. And remember to keep actively listening. Listen to the rhythm. Repeat these phrases out loud. Internalize not just the words, but their underlying melody and their function in the conversation. Fluency truly comes from these small daily wins. You're not just learning words, you're literally training your voice and your linguistic intuition. Each repetition builds more than just vocabulary, it builds authentic confidence.
Well said. So here's a provocative thought for you, the listener, to carry forward. If mastering these simple everyday phrases with calm confidence, informed by a deeper understanding of how language truly works, if that can so profoundly change how you speak English, how else could this commitment to smooth, natural communication transform your interactions and connections in every other area of your life?